Andre, it was recently reported that the 2020 Ford Explorer did not receive a top safety pick or a top safety pick plus rating from the IIHS.
I'm pretty surprised by that, and in this video let's dig into that and also rate the top 10 safest three-row family crossovers.
The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety is one of the more difficult platforms out there.
Yes, so let's hit it with the Ford Explorer, go over how IIHS measures it, and then let's do the list, the top 10.
Absolutely.
In order to get the coveted top safety pick or top safety pick plus, any vehicle needs to be rated as good in all of the different crash tests.
Right.
We're talking about small overlap front, middle overlap front, side crash, roof strength, and on and on and on. Just good in all those tests is required just as a baseline.
Right.
And then you have to also have good headlight performance and superior crash prevention technologies. The Ford Explorer got an acceptable rating in the small overlap driver's side crash test, which already eliminates it from the top safety pick or pick plus rating.
That's right. Now, it should be noted that it did score better than the vehicle it replaced, so it did better than the old Ford Explorer.
It also got acceptable headlight rating and acceptable child seat anchor rating. But still, no coveted rating. But what's number 10 on our list?
Yeah, now this list is interesting because we really should call it Germany, Japan, and Korea have come to play, because apparently nobody from the United States is on this list.
Right.
Number 10 on this list is the 2019 Volkswagen Atlas. It scored good on all crash tests. It scored poor on the headlight tests on all trims except for the SEL Premium. High beam assist helped that particular vehicle get a marginal rating, and it has a superior rating on front crash prevention.
So once again, it got good ratings in all crash tests, which was the baseline, but the headlights laid it down, basically.
Yeah, and actually, headlights are hurting a lot of the other automakers out there, which is why they're not on this list. And that is an important addition to the IIHS tests over the past few years. Number 9 on this is the 2020 Nissan Pathfinder, which got a top safety pick. It scored good on most crash tests, acceptable on passenger small front overlap, and IIHS noted intrusion into the passenger side footwell. They say that survival space wasn't maintained well, but low risk for injury. It had a poor rating for the headlights on the S, SV, and SL trims due to their excessive glare with the halogen lights, but it had an acceptable rating on the Platinum trim with the projector headlights. And it also received a superior for front crash prevention with standard equipment.
And it got the top safety pick because it had acceptable headlights, at least on some trims, right?
Right.
And of course, good or acceptable in every crash test, including the passenger side small overlap.
That is correct. Number 8 on the list is the 2020 Honda Pilot. It got a good on most crash tests, acceptable on passenger small front overlap. The IIHS test showed that the passenger's dummy's head barely hit the front airbag before sliding off and hitting the dashboard. There's an acceptable headlights are on the LX, EX, and EXL trims with some glare, and then good on the Touring and Elite. It also has a superior front crash prevention with standard equipment. Number 7 on this list is the 2019 Toyota Highlander, which received a top safety pick. It received a good on most crash test acceptable on passenger small frontal overlap. Passenger side survival space was not maintained well. Acceptable headlight ratings on all trims, halogen lamps with some glare. And it has a superior rating for front crash prevention with standard equipment.
And if you look at the front crash prevention systems like adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, alert systems, most new vehicles have these now. And IHS does several tests. They do a 12 mile per hour test where a car is required to avoid a collision, a frontal collision, and also a 25 mile per hour collision avoidance test. The Highlander, by the way, this is a 2019 model, not the brand new 2020.
Which we just tested.
Right. Roman was there, and he was thoroughly testing it in Texas.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet the brand new 2020 Toyota Hi-Hi. Now, you might be wondering, what's a Hi-Hi? Well, it's the Highlander hybrid, otherwise known, at least in my circles, as the Hi-Hi. When I hit this button, I get to see the cat that's walking behind the... Actually, it's in front of the Toyota, and wait for it, it's going to zoom out and it's going to give me, hopefully, a view of the cat again. There it goes, and a complete 360-degree view of our little catty friend walking past the vehicle. That way, when I put it in reverse, I won't run him over.
Number 6 on our list is the 2020 Kia Telluride. It received a top safety pick. Got good on all safety tests, poor for headlights on the LX, the S, and the EX trims, which have halogen headlights. It got an acceptable on the SX, which has LEDs, but they did produce some glare. And it also has a superior front crash prevention system, which is standard equipment.
And this Telluride is also getting all other awards, it seems.
Yeah.
I mean, every other magazine is, awarding it for high performance and also off-road capability. So good for the Telluride.
Yeah, they've done well.
The top 5 and all top 5 crossovers actually have the top safety pick plus, which is the highest rating that the IHS gives. And number 5 on the list is the 2019 Volkswagen Tiguan. Wait a minute, isn't it the 2-row crossover?
Nope, you can get the third row for a $595 option. It's small, but it is a third row SUV.
And it's rated better than the Atlas that was number 10 on the list.
Go figure.
The Tiguan got good on all crash tests. It got good on the SEL premium models built after July 2019 and acceptable on the models built before July 2019. It got superior front crash prevention rating, and this is what differentiates it. It got good headlight rating, which is now gives it that plus. So everything else was good, superior crash prevention, and a headlight rating, which is a good one, at least for the SEL trim.
Get the top trim if you want the best vehicle in terms of safety.
And they also measure this, not only illumination straight ahead, but also during turns.
That's right.
And how much glare it gets. So it's very sophisticated testing, actually.
Okay, what's number 4?
Number 4 on the list is the 2019 Mazda CX9. The biggest crossover that they currently offer. And once again, it got good crash ratings on all crash tests. And then headlights are good, but you also have to be careful. It's only certain trim levels that get that good rating. And the front crash prevention system was also rated superior, and the latch child seat anchors were rated acceptable.
What's interesting with the Mazda CX9 is we've tested every single version of it since TFL has come to be. So we've had a lot of experience with the CX9. So good for Mazda for being able to pull that off. And it's interesting to note that no other Mazda SUVs have third rows. So this is it. This is all you can get.
For the larger crossover.
Yep.
Number 3 on our list is another Kia. It's basically a little brother to the Telluride.
Yeah, it's been around for a while though.
The Kia Sorento 2019 model. It's pretty high on this list, also top safety pick. Plus, good ratings once again across the board. The headlight rating was good for the SX trim and the SX Touring trims, and the SXL with LED lights, superior front crash prevention system. It did really well, even though it's an aging platform. It's been updated a few times. But the Telluride, I wonder if the Sorento will eventually be phased out after the Telluride has been so successful.
That's actually a curious question. I mean, they aren't that much different in terms of size if you really look at them. So it's interesting to see. But nonetheless, congratulations to Kia on that. And we've driven that vehicle once again quite a bit. And similar to the Mazda CX9 in terms of size, both of those vehicles are definitely on slightly older platforms, so it's interesting to see what happens in the near future when they are replaced. Let's move on to number 2.
Yeah, but if you want different style, different options, number 2 on our list is a 2020 Hyundai Palisade. Which is basically a platform made for the Telluride.
Right.
And they've actually tested, when they rated the vehicle, they actually used, IHS actually used a lot of the data that they gathered during the Telluride testing. That's what they say on their website. The Palisade, once again, good ratings for all crash tests, good headlight rating for the limited SEL with premium package, and superior crash prevention system. And I mean, this is almost as good as it gets, other than the number 1 on our list.
That's correct. This is an all-new vehicle for Hyundai, and yes, you're right. The Kia Telluride, I mean, they are brothers, but they're very different in personality, and we have a lot of videos on both of those vehicles, and you know, it's going to be interesting to see in the future which one outsells which.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet the brand new Kia Telluride. It is the largest car that Kia has ever built, and the question is, how much would you pay for a vehicle that can transport 7 or 8 people in comfort, has optional all-wheel drive, has about every safety and creature comfort feature you could think of, including, get this, heated and vented second row seats. Now normally we'd start this review with what's under the hood, but let's face it, if you're going for a family hauler, you want to know what's in the car. And the cool thing about the Palisade is that not only can you get it in this 7-passenger setup, but if you get the base model, you actually get 8-passenger. These captain's chairs become a regular bench seat that allows for 8 family member seating, and that is very useful.
Yeah, finally, number 1 on our list is the 2020 Subaru Ascent. This is a 3-row SUV. It's been a recent addition to their lineup.
Yep, all new.
And it slots right above the Outback. And this is number 1 on the IHS list for several reasons. First of all, once again, all good ratings, crash tests, headlights. The good rating comes with the limited and touring trims, superior front crash prevention system, and it's the only vehicle on this list that was able to avoid a 25-mile-an-hour frontal collision.
Completely avoided.
Yeah, so it has a really good system, and it have the the eyesight, the 2 cameras that look forward and look for obstacles. And also the child seat anchors were rated good with a little plus even on their website. So, I mean, across the board, other than some of the poor headlight ratings on the base trim levels, the Ascent is really on top of its game.
Yep, well done, Subaru. So guys, thank you so much for joining us. And remember, this list changes all the time because every year the IIHS makes it a little bit more difficult and a little bit more challenging to get that top safety pick plus rating.
And when that happens, we'll do another one of these videos. And guys, go back to TFLcar.com for more news, views, and real-world car reviews.